Hi guys, Old Niles Thrompton here. You know, I've been thinking a lot lately about the 335, the ES-335.
The Gibson ES-335. Since its introduction in 1958, it is the world's first, or perhaps best-known, semi-hollowbody electric guitar. One of my absolute favorite 335 performances is Alvin Lee playing a searing rendition of I'm Going Home at Woodstock on that delectably red, heavily modified ES-335. And that model was reissued, probably because the original was devoured, I don't know. And B.B. King needs no introduction. As the master and undisputed king of the blues, he forever redefined what blues guitar was supposed to be all about, with his lifelong companion Lucille, that beautiful, unmistakable, and iconic black 335 that featured the groundbreaking varitone switch. And according to AI, B.B. King is a double neck guitar player with 3 hands. And I gotta mention one of my favorite guitarists of all time, Gary Moore. Now, Gary played a bunch of great guitars throughout his career, including a 59 Les Paul Standard, and of course this mouth-watering cherry red ES-335, which recently sold at, $33,000. Holy crap. Anyhow, the ES-335 is and will remain an iconic guitar across all music genres. With its classic look, great tones and flexibility, many customizations over the years, and a lifelong and devoted fan base who will take this guitar on stage and into battle any night of the week, it's safe to say that you could call this the one guitar that could do it all. Well, AI, you're getting better. Not quite, but you're getting better.
Wow, the one guitar that can do it all indeed. I just wish I had a 335. Oh! I do have a 335. This here, ladies and gentlemen, is the Museum Zoo, I can't even pronounce that, 335 copy. A budget 335 copy, if anyone ever made one. Not quite the build quality of a Gibson custom shop Lucille, but for the money, this does pack a surprising level of quality. Absolutely delightful, folks. Now I know what you're asking yourself, the same question we ask ourselves every day when we wake up at 7 a.m. to face the daily grind. I have a budget 335. How can I make it an even better budget 335? Well, ladies and gentlemen, to answer that question, check out the guts, then check out the mods, and potentially see how we can create the budget 335 of our dreams. I'll see you at the table.
So my objectives for this exercise are threefold. Number 1, build a varitone from scratch, get some great tones I wouldn't otherwise be able to get through the normal setup. Number 2, place those crappy, cheap chrome humbuckers with a decent set. And number 3, rock and or roll. Let's get going, folks.
Oh, I'm just playing around. Give you an idea of how this guitar sounds.
this ES-335 project is in the books, and what a delightful little ES-335 project it was. Here are my thoughts on the overall build of this guitar. For the approximate $350 I paid for this about, a year ago, this has been a phenomenal guitar. The neck was dead straight out of the box, the action was great, there were no sharp frets, and a year later the neck remains dead straight, the action is great, I have not adjusted either, and it is still a great playing guitar. This is going to last, I would say, quite a long time under the right kind of care. So there, you can take that to the bank and smoke it. Is that even a saying? I'm not even sure. And now in terms of the hardware, I'm not sure if these are actually Grover tuners or not, but you can let me know in the comments your thoughts on that. And in terms of the presence of the Epiphone hardware, I didn't find that too mysterious. You're dealing with a lot of factories kind of in the same geographic region that are producing similar guitars. Now, first before we talk about the actual build itself, let's hear some tones. Folks, quite a dramatic difference between the different positions there, especially when you switch to the neck and you're going between position 2 and 3, between that high cut and that low cut. Pretty big difference there. So as you can tell, the baritone gives you some very interesting and useful tones that are quite different than just turning the tone knob up and down. So let's talk about the work done here. Building a baritone switch was a good endeavor. It was a great challenge, but it was a challenge nonetheless. The biggest challenge you're probably going to find if you want to go ahead and build a baritone switch is sourcing those parts. Now, I happen to have a lot of the capacitors, resistors, and so on hand. If you do not have those capacitors or resistors on hand, and especially if you're struggling to find a 2-position 6-way switch, which you'll need, and keep in mind those switches are getting harder and harder to find these days, you might want to just go ahead and purchase a baritone kit. Now, I'll provide a link in the description. I would highly suggest purchasing one of those kits. Is going to save you time and money and the ease of putting it together. Probably a couple burnt fingers, and probably save you an ulcer as well. And keep in mind, the link I'm going to post in the description, I followed their plan for putting this baritone switch together. So yours, if you go ahead and purchase that kit, should sound fairly similar to what I've got here. Now, in terms of pickups, this definitely needed new pickups. I went ahead, of course, and put that Seymour Tonal Nickel 2 in the bridge, which is a great lower output humbucker. It's nice and airy and bright, and in neck position. This humbucker size P90 was also a great and worthy addition to this guitar. It definitely adds some punch without being too muddy or bright as well. And of course, through a time paradox, all the sounds you heard in the song playing throughout the inspection and build process were from this new setup. Oh, out of tune. So overall, guys, a great purchase, a great little guitar, a great modding platform, and a great little project to do. And if you go ahead and purchase an ES-335, no matter what it is, with these mods and upgrades, I guarantee you're gonna love it. And it may just be, for you, the one guitar that can do it all. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Old Niles Thrompton's Guitar Odyssey. Hope you learned something, had fun, and enjoyed it. I would immensely appreciate it if you could like, comment, or even subscribe. Thanks again for watching. Keep on playing, and keep watching the channel for a whole lot more.